with name, image, and likeness contracts out there, as well as additional changes to college sports, you don't even need to be a pro to make pro money. But what do you need? What you do need is keen financial understanding of how to turn that talent into dollar signs.
We are joined again by certified financial planner Will Rogers to talk about what young adults who are hoping to turn pro should know about money. Will, good to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, good to be here, and we've got a lot of folks from the area that have gone pro. It blows my mind. Jarius Wynn from Lincoln County was on the Green Bay Packers team. Carlos Rogers from Butler High School. Hulk Hogan, who recently passed away. The list goes on and on. There's just so many talented players from here. And who knows, maybe one of our viewers might be the next one that's going to make it to the big leagues.
Let's not forget William the Refrigerator Perry, also big name in Aiken and the CSRA too. Tell us here, what are the main topics that we're going to be sharing with our viewers today concerning this topic?
Right. So when we look at things, we're going to look at when the money's coming in, how long that money lasts, spending it, gifting it, and saving it.
Okay, very good. Well, this income that comes in early isn't likely to last forever, right?
Nothing lasts forever.
Nothing lasts forever, but with sports, the career window is so limited. You've got different things like your age, the injuries, the elite level of competition that might cut your career shorter than you planned on. It's kind of funny, but your 20s could be your peak earning years just because it's like, this is your part-time job for life, and then you're going to have another career later on.
All right, so what would these would-be athlete pros know? How much should they spend when they're making the big bucks?
The biggest thing I want them to do is just take a breath. Figure out and prioritize what your really main goals are. It might be putting down roots and buying a home. It may be buying a car, might be some electronics. Know what's important to you before you make those purchases, because it's going to feel like, I can spend all this stuff on everything. Do what's important so you can make those purchases with confidence.
Okay, is there anything else that we need to know about spending that money?
Well, professional sports are notoriously fast changing. So you could have an injury that takes you out of the game for the rest of your life, quite literally. There might be an idea from the coach. It's like, I thought this was my time. And coach is like, nope. This is Fred's time, and that's going to hit your playing time and your paycheck. Really, if you can just form the habit today of ensuring you receive the money before you spend it.
Buyer beware, which is one of those things there for you too. Hey, what about getting some away? We're talking about donations or, family and friends. What about that?
No, and the key here is to be thoughtful about who you give money to. If you decide when and how much you're able to contribute, and it's common for athletes to have various family members or acquaintances or nonprofits asking them for money, but that doesn't obligate you to give it to them. Think about this, and what I really encourage folks to do is write their own policy. It doesn't need to be published. It doesn't need to be this formal thing where it says, my policy says I can't do this. The policy is for you. So when you're thinking about what do you want to do, is this in alignment with what I decided when I wasn't in an emotional state?
Okay, so say you've made all this money in your 20s or early in life. What about the future?
This is my lane, and this is what I really want the viewers to realize is if they can set aside some of that money for the future so they know their long-term security, not necessarily live in the high life, but make sure they set aside enough that there's always going to be a roof over their head, food on the table, the electricity comes on, establishing that solid nest egg. And then the other side of this is after you die, there's all this stuff to deal with. So make sure that you've put together an estate plan that includes a will, beneficiary designations on all accounts, the healthcare directive so somebody can make medical decisions for you. I know those aren't happy things to think about, but those are the adult things to think about. And so if you're going to be a professional, treat your finances with professionalism.
As always, he shares good points here and great advice for the finances here. Will Rogers with us here on The Mix. Will, we appreciate the time, and it's great to see you again.
Hey, looking forward to a great season in many sports.